I made a special apple juice for you today. Will you come and try it? My mother-in-law, Amelia, said and offered me a glass of apple juice in a cup with apples drawn on. It was during the time I first visited my in-laws' house with my child after giving birth. I took a sip from the glass and immediately ran to the kitchen to spit it out. What are you doing? I thought you said you wanted to try the juice. If you didn't want it, you should have said so from the beginning. How rude of you to spit it out like that? I slowly turned around to face the voice of my shocked mother-in-law. She was taken aback for a moment when our eyes met, but she quickly approached my husband, Oliver, insisting that I was rude and terrible. Amelia, wait! I called out to her calmly, lowering my tone. She flinched, as if feeling guilty. Amelia, this isn't apple juice, is it? I think it's. My name is Mia. I turned 28 this year. I married Oliver, who is of the same age, after a year of dating, and it's been 3 years since. After graduating from university, I worked at a regular company as a full-time employee. Even after getting married, I continued my job, leading a happy life while both of us worked. During this time, I became pregnant last year, and I took maternity and child care leave. Throughout my pregnancy, Oliver worried about my health and supported me. During my morning sickness, he did almost all the household chores. Even cooking, which Oliver wasn't good at, he tried his best for me. I was filled with gratitude. My due date arrived. I safely gave birth to a healthy baby boy. We decided to name the child Elijah. Oliver, who accompanied me during birth, shed tears of emotion upon seeing Elijah. Hey, Elijah looks like an angel and is so adorable. Mia, thank you. You did great. Oh, Oliver, you're crying too much. With our newborn Elijah, our family began a new life. I was truly happy. Oliver was a wonderful husband, actively helping with housework and childcare. I enjoyed parenting without stress, feeling immense happiness. However, in this joyful life, I had one concern. It was about my in-laws, who lived an hour drive away. Both of them were retired. They seemed to have a good retirement payout and often traveled around the world. While their trips were splendid, and we enjoyed their photos and stories, I was worried about the souvenirs they brought back. They're kind-hearted people who genuinely want to please us. They always bring back loads of snacks from all around the world. What I'm concerned about is my allergy to peanuts. Consuming peanut-containing foods can lead to severe allergic reactions. I must be careful, especially since I once had difficulty breathing after accidentally eating peanuts. I had already explained my allergy to my in-laws and asked them to avoid peanut-containing products. Amelia, as I've mentioned before, I have a peanut allergy. So, I'd like you to avoid products that might contain peanuts, especially chocolates. Labels on foreign products might be in another language and hard to know beforehand if it contains or not. Mia, what are you saying? Local flavors are the best souvenirs. There are things you can't get in Japan. It's rude not to accept them just because you're worried, isn't it? Exactly. Just as your mother says. We bought them especially for you and Oliver because we want you both to experience the local flavors. Isn't it rude to just complain and not eat them? The in-laws, being healthy themselves, doesn't seem to understand allergies at all. Because of that, they ended up scolding me, making me look like I was the bad guy. I couldn't get through to them, so I had Oliver explain, Dad, Mom, you're taking allergies too lightly. If it is eaten by mistake, it could lead to serious health issues. Please take it more seriously. But they didn't listen at all. As they travel so frequently, they stopped handing out the souvenirs every time and they started to stock them and bring them all at once. Sometimes they give out souvenirs from trips taken months ago, and there are many snacks that are past their best-by date. Hey, Dad, Mom, this souvenir snack is past its best-by date again. Don't give this to people. The in-laws looked confused as if they were startled that Oliver is getting angry for such a small thing. Come on, it's just the best-by date. It would be a problem if it were the expiration date, but this is fine. Don't get mad over every little thing. Even if he's their son, I think giving out snacks past their best-by date is wrong. But the in-laws showed no signs of reflection, just saying, "It's fine, you're being too sensitive." This continued, and my husband and I, exhausted from dealing with it, started to distance ourselves from the in-laws. We did notify them of the birth of Elijah, but they were abroad, so they haven't met him yet. We received a message that the in-laws are returning tomorrow. They mentioned wanting to meet Elijah, so we decided to visit their home the following weekend. We got in the car and headed to the in-laws' house. "Oh, Oliver, Mia, it's been a while. Come in, don't stand at the entrance." Smiling, the mother-in-law welcomed us, and the father-in-law greeted us warmly. "Ah, you made it." They were both overjoyed to see their grandson Elijah for the first time, their faces beaming with happiness. At first, everything was peaceful, and I was glad to have introduced Elijah to the in-laws. After a while, the mother-in-law said, "Oh, I have some juice, Mia. Would you like some?" Hearing that, I had a bad feeling and asked, "What kind of juice is it?" "It's my homemade apple juice. It's really delicious, and I want you to try it," she answered with a smile. I can't imagine apple juice containing peanuts. It should be fine, I thought. I gratefully accepted. "I'd love some apple juice. It's amazing, homemade juice. Thank you." "Hey, thank you. I'll bring it to you, just a moment." She went to the kitchen and returned shortly with the juice. "Here you go, hope you enjoy it." She offered me the apple juice with a smile. I thanked her and took the glass, but soon noticed something odd about the juice and headed to the kitchen. "What's wrong, Mia?" Oliver looked puzzled, but I silently poured the juice down the sink. "Wait, Mia, that's rude. Apologize to Mom." Angry and surprised, Oliver scolded me. The mother-in-law was also furious. "Mia, I went through the trouble to prepare it for you, and you threw it away. It's my homemade juice. What a waste." I spoke softly to Oliver. "Oliver, if I had drunk that, it might have been life-threatening." "What? How could that be?" His face paled as he began to grasp the situation. "Mom, what kind of juice did you give Mia? Wasn't it regular apple juice?" As Oliver questioned his mother-in-law, she nonchalantly responded without any ill intention. "I told you, it's my homemade apple juice. To be precise, I added some peanut liqueur as a secret ingredient. In simple words, it's a cocktail." "What peanut liqueur?" the husband exclaimed in disbelief. I said, I knew it. No wonder it smelled like peanuts. Of all things, peanut liqueur." When I took the glass of juice from my mother-in-law and was about to drink it, I sensed the distinct smell of peanuts. Believing the drink contained peanuts, I discarded the juice. At that time, the strong scent of peanuts was so overpowering that I didn't realize it was alcohol. Mother-in-law laughed lightly. "You know, I heard from locals during a trip that mixing peanut liqueur with apple juice tastes great. I got the peanut liqueur from abroad. You should be grateful and enjoy it." "Mom, why would you do such a thing? I've told you a number of times that Mia has a peanut allergy." Thank God Mia noticed, but if she hadn't. In anger and with a raised voice, Oliver confronted Amelia. "Why would you even offer alcohol to Mia? She just gave birth. Elijah is still breastfeeding. Can't you realize how reckless this is? I can't believe this. You, of all people, should know better given your experience with raising children. It's just unbelievable." Oliver was overwhelmed with anger and sadness at what his mother had done. Yet, the mother-in-law showed no remorse or acknowledgement of her wrongdoing. "Oh, Oliver, getting upset over such a small thing. Hey. The father-in-law chimed in. "Come on, Oliver, Mia didn't drink it, so everything should be fine," defending the mother-in-law without reprimanding her. "Exactly. Besides, the peanut liqueur doesn't contain actual peanuts, so there's no need to worry that much about the allergy." "Oliver, you've become quite naggy recently. Is it because of Mia? How dramatic. Drinking a little alcohol while breastfeeding doesn't make much of a difference, does it?" Seriously, Oliver and Mia are so oversensitive. It's frustrating. With that sarcastic remark, the mother-in-law laughed. She seemed to have no understanding of allergies. I held back my anger and calmly explained to the mother-in-law, Amelia, peanut liqueur is a peanut-based alcohol. So, if I drink it, there's a high risk I could have a severe allergic reaction called anaphylactic shock. I've explained the risks of allergies several times, but it seemed she hardly understood. What? Anaphy, such a hard word. I just wanted you to drink it because it's delicious. Why am I being blamed? It's so unfair. She acted as if she was the victim, covering her face in sorrow. But I continued to explain the risks of alcohol while breastfeeding. Amelia, please listen. When you consume alcohol while breastfeeding, there's a chance it can pass into the breast milk and potentially affect Elijah's health. Additionally, alcohol can potentially reduce milk production. That's why I don't want to drink alcohol while breastfeeding. Please refrain from such actions in the future. It's for Elijah's sake. Why are you making such a fuss? Dad, aren't you going to help me? Oliver and Mia are always treating me like the bad guy. Father-in-law, called upon for support, responded, Oliver, Mia, calm down. She didn't do it on purpose. Then why did you lie and tell Mia it was just apple juice? You knew it was alcohol and you tried to trick her into drinking it. Are you out of your mind? As Oliver raised his voice in anger, the father-in-law yelled back, How dare you speak to your parents like that? Apologize. Enough. Our relationship as a family is over. Elijah and I will never see you again. Oliver announced his decision to cut ties. The in-laws retaliated. Fine with us. You're no longer our son. Leave this house now. That's right, leave. Don't come back. I wouldn't come back even if you begged me to. Let's go, Mia. Yes, let's go home. I held Elijah, and the three of us headed for the door. As we left, the in-laws yelled, It's just an allergy. You're overreacting. Ignoring their words, we got in the car and drove off. Once we started moving, Oliver apologized to me. Mia, I'm so sorry. I should have asked why you threw away the drink before getting angry. And for my mother doing such a thing. I can't apologize enough. Thank you, Oliver. But I wonder if cutting ties with them was the right decision. We didn't visit them often, but still, considering they keep doing things that can endanger our lives, we can't continue our relationship. If you had drunk that today without knowing, I don't know what might have happened. I made this decision to protect our family. Seeing Oliver's unwavering stance made me feel grateful. Thank you. I've always felt that maintaining a good relationship with your parents, who never seemed to understand no matter how much I explained, was challenging. I'm relieved you made that decision. Relieved, I realized that I no longer had to worry about the in-laws. Why can't they show any consideration for allergies? Even though we've explained how dangerous it is, they don't seem to get it. Oliver pondered in wonder. I wonder why. She used to say allergies were just being fussy. Maybe she thinks it's the same as dislikes. Yeah, but with such a lack of understanding, I'm afraid there might be more troubles in the future. Well, we've already cut ties, so it doesn't matter anymore. Oh, I should let Aunt Luna, who lives near my parents' house, know that we've cut ties with them. Near the in-laws' place, there was Luna, Oliver's aunt and elder sister of Amelia. I've met her a few times and she's a very pleasant and friendly person. Yeah, it might be a good idea to let her know. All right, I'll explain the situation and contact her tomorrow. As we headed home, we returned to our normal lives and lived peacefully. A few months later, while I was playing at home with Elijah, I received a call on my smartphone. Since it was a weekday afternoon, Oliver was at work. A number I didn't recognize displayed on the screen, and I was slightly taken aback but answered it anyway. Hello. Oh, Mia, it's Luna. It's been a while. I'm sorry for calling out of the blue. From the other end of the phone, I could hear Aunt Luna's voice. Oliver gave me your number just now. I talked to him earlier, and actually, there's been a bit of a serious issue. What happened? Well, it's quite shocking. Your mother-in-law has been sued. According to Luna, it turns out that on the day we visited the in-laws, Amelia had prepared a lot of souvenirs from their overseas trip for us. However, after an argument, she couldn't give them to us and decided to distribute them to neighbors. But the snacks had been sitting at home for a while and were past their expiration date. Some were even spoiled. Some of the neighbors who unknowingly consumed them suffered from food poisoning, and some even had allergic reactions. What? That's quite serious. I was stunned and at a loss for words. Yes, and now she's being sued by the neighbors. I heard about it from Amelia and was truly shocked. Did she not know in advance that one of the neighbors had an allergy? The thing is, she should have known about the allergy. The neighbor had a walnut allergy. They had asked Amelia if the souvenir contained any walnuts, but Amelia apparently lied and said there weren't any. Really, I can't believe it. It sounded just like something the mother-in-law would do. She probably thought of the walnut allergy the same way she thought of mine. Just a matter of personal preference. Because of that, it's now a big mess. Amelia is being accused of causing harm intentionally. I was so shocked and dumbfounded. I've decided to cut ties with Amelia too. It seems she might be sued for a significant amount. Amelia might contact you or Oliver for help. So, I thought I should let you know. I see. Thank you for letting me know. Even if Amelia asks for help, remember it's her own doing. Oh, and congratulations on Elijah. I'm sorry I couldn't call sooner. Mia, take care and rest well. Thank you. Please take care of yourself too, especially during this hot season. After that exchange, I ended the call with Aunt Luna. That night, when Oliver came home, he asked with a tired and exasperated expression, "Did you hear from Aunt Luna about my mom?" "Yes, I got a call from Aunt Luna. Your mother is being sued." I knew something might go wrong, especially with what happened to you. But I never expected things to turn out like this. It was a good decision to distance ourselves from Mom. But I'm worried about our neighbor's health, especially that person with the walnut allergy. I'm really concerned about what might have happened to them. I asked Aunt Luna about it, and fortunately, no one seems to be in serious condition. It was a relief, but Mom really messed up this time. I have no intention of helping her. This is a lesson to make her reflect on her actions. If she calls you, Mia, ignore her. She'll definitely ask for money. Alright, I won't answer her calls. We hoped that our mother-in-law would genuinely reflect on her actions. But a few days later, as Oliver and Aunt Luna predicted, we received a call from Amelia. At first, I ignored the call as instructed, but the incessant ringing got on my nerves, and I finally picked up. "Hello, this is Mia." "Oh, Mia dear, listen, I haven't done anything wrong, but the neighbors are suing me. Isn't that too harsh? Isn't it just too pitiful?" What a shock. She showed no signs of remorse and clearly stated she thought she did nothing wrong. I felt a chilling fear realizing she didn't understand the seriousness of her actions. "Look, we've cut ties with you. Please don't call us anymore. Goodbye." Just as I was about to hang up, the mother-in-law desperately tried to keep the conversation going. Wait, please don't hang up. I'm in real trouble. Can you lend me some money? Weren't you traveling abroad all this while? You must have some money left." "All my money is almost gone because of those trips. If I pay the compensation to the neighbors, I'll be left penniless. And Oliver won't answer my calls." The voice on the other end sounded desperate. "Even if you tell me that, I can't help you. After what you did to me, I have no intention of helping you. Mia, I'm sorry, I was wrong. Please, can you lend me some money? Even a little will do." Her tone sounded more like she was begging now, but the sincerity was lacking. "I can't feel any sincerity in your words, and they don't convince me that you've changed. Please apologize and pay the compensation to the neighbors sincerely. Goodbye." I clearly conveyed my decision not to support her and hung up. Later, I heard she managed to gather money and pay the compensation to the neighbors but was left penniless. Out of options, my in-laws decided to sell their house. However, since their house was old, It didn't fetch the price they expected. Eventually, they moved to an old apartment. They used up most of their retirement money and could no longer afford luxurious trips abroad. To make ends meet, they started part-time jobs. The constant work and lack of free time seemed to be stressing them out. The once loving couple now often quarreled, and loud arguments could be heard even outside the apartment. Father-in-law would shout at the mother-in-law, blaming her for their situation. We kept receiving texts from the mother-in-law on our phones, complaining about how hard her life had become. Exasperated by her relentless communication, Oliver and I decided to block calls from our in-laws. Later, by chance, Oliver was transferred closer to my parents' house, so we decided to move. On top of that, I found out I was expecting our second child. Of course, we have no intention of letting our children meet their grandparents. Now, our family is spending peaceful days looking forward to the birth of our second child.